From Darling Stadium, September the 19th, 2014, it's Friday Night Football on LSC, your local sports channel. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, here from Darling Stadium, we bring you the Kecoughtan Warriors against the Hampton Crabbers in our opening game on TV for this season, 2014. I'm Paul Rowe, along with Frank Edgar, and on the stats, we have Brett Musgrove. Frank, Hampton, Kecoughtan. Yeah, we could say a whole lot, but we've had a really unique season so far. I know we're only into 3 games, but we've had a really unique season. We've got a Kecoughtan team that's 3-0. We got a Hampton team, and people are not going to like when I say this, they're 1-2. It's the second or third time ever they've been losing 2 games at the beginning of the season? Not something that Hampton really gets into. And tonight, the fortunes of both teams want to change. Hampton wants to get on the winning track. Kecoughtan wants to keep winning. One of them can't have what they want.
Well, it's going to be an interesting start here in our 2014 season. Kecoughtan comes in riding high on some great offensive work. They average 43 points a game, 455 yards a game to lead the Peninsula District. They have beaten teams solidly. They're 3-0. Now, on the flip side of that coin, the teams they've beaten are 0-9 and have been outscored each of them by 100 points on average. So they've had a little bit of an easier start than the Crabbers have. The Crabbers have played a couple of tough games already. They beat Indian River to lead off the season. They've lost to Woodside. They've lost to Heritage. And they've lost in different fashions both of those 2 games. So Crabbers got to come in tonight and prove that they're better than 1-2, and Kecoughtan's going to have to come in tonight and prove that they are worthy of the 3-0 record.
And I think what Hampton is worried about a little bit is their defense. I think their offense is doing pretty good. They're scoring some points. But I think in the 2 games you were talking about, their defense kind of let them down in the latter parts of the game. And Hampton is looking to correct that. They know that they're not as bad as they have looked by losing these games.
Well, they certainly don't feel they're a 1-2 team. They're coming in tonight, though, I get the sense from talking to some of the players before the game that they have something to prove. And they come in tonight facing what has been the top team in the Peninsula District so far, and it's a good team to prove it against. They have a strong quarterback in Javon Quillen, a young man we've seen for a number of years now. He's, I think, a junior now, so he hasn't, he's still a young man. But a terrific athlete, got dinged up a little bit last season and slowed him down. But he comes in with strong numbers both as a rusher and as a passer. And then, of course, Demetrius Strickland in the backfield for the Crabbers, a good running back. And then Tyquan Wilkins, who seems to play every year for the last 10. Tyquan is a strong receiver. He plays running back, and he can do it all for Mike Smith's Crabbers. Well, we want to talk about the officials tonight. Got a good crew, good veteran crew. There they are there. There's your officials. Your referee tonight, Carter Ficklin, the line judge, Ron White. The umpire, Chris Owens. Side judge, Craig Moore. The back judge, Patrick Mills. Head linesman, Dwayne Bourne. And the field judge, Jermaine Ball. Good-looking picture there, the officials, Paul, of the almost count the blades of grass on the field behind them with this the new technology here. There's old Mike Smith looking good, ready to go in another season.
Mike Smith, he's been around for a long time. When did he start? You'll know that one.
We'll say 71, 72 in that range. It was before I was on the scene to play. I mean, to go to school there. There's a good familiar face wearing his Ronald Curry jersey. As we talk about, here come the Kecoughtan Warriors. They're riding high, getting 43 points on average a game and 455 yards behind a strong arm of Desmond Savage, the quarterback. What a terrific start he's had. If you read the Daily Press article today, another great article written by our friend Dave Johnson. Savage on track to shatter is how Dave Johnson put it.
Yeah.
Shatter the record set by Ronald Curry here for the Crabbers. And the passing, he is absolutely terrific. He's got some good help in the backfield and 2 great receivers, Vincent Mitchell, Randy and Carrera. We're going to see both of them tonight.
All right now, ladies and gentlemen, and a person I forgot to mention at the top of the broadcast, we're going to go down on the field to Bob. Bob, our reporter down on the field with an interview right now. So, Bob, go ahead and take it away.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, third year at Kecoughtan. Coach Coley, you've done a great job over there. You've got guys that's now been with you for 3 years. Now you're getting into the meat of the schedule.
Absolutely. We got a couple games coming up, especially this game tonight. It's a real big one.
It's always big when you play another Hampton school, but you got 3 guys that got some experience as freshmen on the varsity, but they've been starters for you for 3 years. And I want to talk about Robert Godwin, number 50. He's your center.
Yeah, Robert was our left tackle, and now we moved him inside the center. He's kind of the captain of our line. We started a whole lot of games, real experienced, strong kid. We're looking for a lot out of him.
All right, now on his left side, you got the guard, Chris Pauling, number 72. This is a young man that I've talked about his name many times.
Yeah, Chris is the strongest kid on our team, works hard, doesn't say anything, always a great player. Yeah.
All right, and then you tackle Casey Hollis. And here's 3 guys on the left side of the line, so you're pretty confident on that side.
Absolutely. Those guys have just been around the program. They're true leaders for us, and they really get our offense going.
All right, talk a little bit about Chris.
Well, Chris is a man, 4.0 student, great kid. It's the strongest kid, first one in the weight room every time.
All right, now you've got a good coaching staff. I look at your coaching staff, and you've got some people that you played with or coached with over at Phoebus, and I'm talking about, your
Greg
defensive coach, Greg Nalvin.
Yeah, Greg came over with me from Phoebus. That was a great get for us as a coaching staff. Also, having Mike Brown has been a good find for us. He was the OC over at Tab, also at Bethel years back. It's been a great pickup for us. I mean, he's done a great job for us.
So you got a lot of confidence in your coaches and everybody on the same page. And the kids have been with your program for 3 years, so you feel that it's doing real good and you got a good off-season conditioning program?
Absolutely. Those guys, man, it's an autopilot, man. They know exactly what we're supposed to do, how we want it done. It's been a lot of work getting there, but it's going good right now.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what you expect from the Hampton Crabbers tonight.
Tough game, man. Great athletes, always be well coached and great quarterback, so it'll be a tough battle tonight.
All right, Coach, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's go back up to you.
And thank you, Bob. And now we're going to go back down on the field, and we're going to have Brett, and Brett is going to have another interview for us on the field.
I'm going to wear it in New York, I can tell you that.
Can't take the gun to New York.
No. Thanks again, fellas. I'm here with head coach Mike Smith. I don't have to introduce him. He's got 449 wins and 77 losses and 2 ties. There's a long discussion, been behind that for years. Coach, you've been doing this 44 years, and I thank you again for the help you gave me this week with everything we've had going on. It's been a rough start. Second year in a row, started out 1-2, but I never seen so many bad breaks and bounces in 3 games or 2 games in a season in a long time. I hope that's over for you. Want to talk a little about, after all the bad breaks and the things that have happened, how have your kids responded this week in practice, and how are they coming out of it?
Well, I haven't seen any change, I think they committed themselves a little bit more. We worked more on defense this week because we certainly didn't play very well last week. We've made a lot of mistakes. Football, not rounds. They bounce a lot of different ways, and we've made mistakes, and other people's made mistakes too, so that's all comment I'm going to have on that.
Usually balances out, hopefully at the end of the year or the end of the career. Let me ask you about a couple of key players, both seniors. Let me ask you, both of them two-way players, by the way. Let me ask you about Cal Key. What's this young man mean to your team?
Cal's been strong for us. He, of course, he missed the last 3 quarters of the game last week, or 2.5 quarters. Got dinged up some on a hit and was out of the game. But he's played very strong both sides of the ball for us. Been very good.
And I want to talk about Wilkins. I love watching this young man play ball. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, he's an excellent athlete with great speed. Plays both ways. So I guess early in the year, probably a little tiring for him. Has great hands. He's just a great kid. He's a great baseball player too. He was down in Atlanta to that playing something. They took him down. The Uptons did. So he's got a lot on the ball.
I'll ask you one more question about one of your players, and that's Quillen. How's he coming along? He's in his junior year now. Had a good year last year with stats and everything like that. How do you feel mentally? He's handling the team better, or where is he at now?
Well, I think he's definitely improved over where he was this time last year. He just stepped in last year, hadn't played any quarterback the year before. He's a great kid, got good leadership quality, tough kid. I mean, like his dad, like his granddaddy, you know, he's got the DNA in him. He loves the game, plays hard. I'm glad Bubba's our quarterback.
Heart's on his sleeve. It's right there every play.
Well, he plays hard. I mean, he lays it on the line, and I mean that's what it's all about.
Let me ask you one last question. I know you hear this all the time, but as a coach, Kecoughtan comes in with supposedly quite a passing record. What do you see from them tonight?
Oh, well, the Savage kid he probably has got as quickest release I've ever seen in this area. I mean, just released. Throws the ball exceptionally well. His grandmother was our secretary in guidance for probably 30 years, Betty Davis, and his mom and sister went to Hampton. I know his aunt was, or his mom and her sister. His aunt was a cheerleader. But I guess it's a trade. We got Bubba. He got Kecoughtan blood, and they got him. He's good, and they've got some good football players. That number 5, I'm gonna tell you what, he's a speed merchant. He gets stepped on, you can just wave goodbye. Yeah, he's tough. So.
Coach, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come over. We're right here before the game. And again, appreciate all the help you gave me this week. Good luck tonight. Looking forward to it again. We're going to see you next week.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, back up to you.
That'll go for about a gain of 2 yards. Second down for the Crabbers.
Quillen getting a good start, going out to the right. He comes over to get the play, as is the Crabber tradition, coming over, having the quarterback come over to see Mike Smith personally.
There you see number 1, Jovan Quillen, the quarterback. He brings the Crabbers up to the line. Quillen will be the quarterback. Quillen back, he hands it off in the backfield, and he's stacked up by the Warriors right there at the backfield, and we'll get you who that is in a minute. The numbers of the Crabbers being red on the black jerseys are a little bit difficult to see from this point, but we'll find out who the runner is in just a minute.
It looked like Ricky Hatcher on
Hatcher?
the carry.
Yes, number 12, Ricky Hatcher.
Now a senior, played a lot of linebacker back when he was a younger student at Hampton. Now in the backfield, splitting time with Strickland. And, of course, the lead rusher for the Crabbers is Quillen, 240 yards on 43 carries so far this year.
3rd down and 11. Quillen in the shotgun. The pass will go downfield to a wide open receiver who breaks it to the left, and that's number 11 for the Crabbers. And that's Cal Key with the first down as he brings it into Warrior territory.
Great patience by Quillen as a rush was being allowed through. I thought it'd be a little short of a screen, but it was a great patience shown by Quillen. Finds Key wide open in the middle and picks up the first down.
First down in Warrior territory, 1st and 10. Quillen from the shotgun. He'll take it himself straight up the middle, has to veer off to the left. He's wrapped up by the Warriors, number 6 and number 10 for the Warriors.
Good defense there by Nicholas Carrera. Nick Carrera, you remember, got the start at quarterback when he was a freshman, as I recall. Carrera now one of the best tight ends in the region. That time he kind of backhand Quillen as he went by once and was able to grab hold of a piece of that black jersey of the Crabbers and pull down the quarterback. Good shot there of Quillen under center.
Quillen with the ball, a quick pass once again to the right, and it's dropped behind the line, picked up quickly, and the Warriors will get the tackle down around the 40. Where are they going to mark it? Around the 43?
Well, they caught a live ball, Paul, so they dropped a couple of yards. That was Tyquan Wilkins, who normally very sure-handed and Quillen's go-to receiver for the last 2 years.
3rd and 15. Quillen once again out of the shotgun. He's back to pass, looking downfield, has 5 men out. He can't find anybody. He's trying to find some running room, and he's brought down right at midfield by a swarming Kecoughtan defense.
There's a good defense in there. They held the line. I'm not so sure that wasn't maybe a 3rd down option run for Quillen. He was looking for a hole and actually had his hand on his lineman trying to push him along, but not able to pick up any yardage. Now Bo Lomax in to punt for the Crabbers.
Looks like Victor Mitchell for the Warriors, back deep. A high snap, and Lomax just does get it off. Good punt, and the fair catch will be called for by Victor Mitchell on about the 15-yard line. 14.
A good punt by Bo Lomax, who's gotten to be a stronger kicker. Bo, you know, is a 3-sport player at Hampton High. He's a goalie on the soccer team, and he also swims in the winter. And a real good, he's become a very good punter and kicker for the Crabbers. Now we're going to see Desmond Savage, much heralded quarterback for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Desmond Savage at quarterback from the shotgun. Hands off to Mitchell. He'll go off the left-hand side where he'll pick up a couple of yards.
Mitchell and Fugate average 6.2 yards a carry as a tandem for the Warriors this year. Jason Fugate wearing the number 5. Mitchell wearing the number 20.
Savage at quarterback, one back. The back is Mitchell. He'll get it off the left-hand side. He'll break through to about the 25-yard line. It'll be close to, if not a first down.
You see the Warrior backs already averaging 5 yards a carry as they've carried it twice and picked up the first down.
That was number 9, Elijah Conlett.
We got each other. I hear you.
Mitchell again around the right side, stacked up there by the Crabber lineman, picked up a couple. Kecoughtan lineman downfield there pushing the pile. That's Robert Godwin out in front, number 50.
Second and 6 as Savage brings him up to the line. Mitchell in the backfield. One receiver to either side. Savage back to pass. He's looking to the left-hand side. Excuse me, right-hand side. Pass is incomplete to number 3, and that's Tyler Christ.
Well, good coverage by the Crabbers. Crabbers secondary pretty strong, Paul. Certainly some veteran back there. Tyquan Wilkins, Cal Key, Daz Newsome is the youngster, Deion Newsome's brother, and Joshua Foster in the back covering the receivers. He got a tough job tonight. Here's Wilkins down here.
3rd and 6, Savage with the ball. Fakes the pass, gives it off to Mitchell. He sprints around the right side, hits the sideline. He's up past the 40, close to the 44-yard line, and that's going to be enough for another Kecoughtan first down.
Well, Ricky Hatcher had a shot at him early, couldn't bring him down. Mitchell showing why the Warrior running game doing so well. Here's a replay, Paul. A little trap there on the outside defensive end. Here it comes, a good shove out by Tyquan Wilkins.
Nice little run. Mitchell in motion to the left, and Savage passes to him. He'll take it off the left side. He's got some open room. He's at the 40 of the Crabbers and down to the 44.
Well executed play by the Warriors. That time, number 4, Chris Burwell out in front with the key block to spring his receiver. Well, you can see now the Warriors eating up yardage.
First and 10 from the 37.
Savage bringing his Warriors up to the line once again. Single back, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And it looks like Mitchell gets it again up the middle, and he'll pick up about 2 or 3 yards to about the 35.
Number 5.
That was.
I'm sorry, that was Jason Fugate.
Jason Fugate. It was a starter last year. He's had a little hamstring problem I read today, but it looked good there.
I didn't see him sneak in there.
Well, I think the kick team trying to keep the Crabbers honest up front. Fugate in the backfield there behind Savage.
Savage with the ball. Fakes it to Fugate. He's looking off to the side. He's got a wide open receiver at the 30. He's down to about the 21-yard line, and that's number 3 for the Warriors, Tyler Chris.
Well, great fake up the middle. Just a little swing pass to the right. And the Warriors eating up yards now against the Crabber defense.
That'll be first and 10 from the 20 for the Warriors.
Warriors mixing it up, running the ball, passing the ball. Savage looking pretty good at this point, Frank. He's back there in the shotgun formation. 2 backs with him, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He hands it off to Fugate off the left-hand side. He rolls around the right side. He's to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Warriors.
What a run by Fugate. He got a good hit of steam going around the corner there. Got by Keontae Jones of the Crabbers, and that was the last guy that had a shot at him. So a great first drive by the Warriors.
It was, Frank, and he had some good blocks as he hit that corner there. And then, as you said, you could almost see him accelerate as we watched the replay.
Jones tried to take a shot. The block was a good one on Jones, and around the corner he goes. Here's Chase Thomas in for the extra point, a 2-sport star in the fall. He plays golf and he kicks for the football team.
And Brown able to find the uprights.
They got a penalty on the Crabbers, I think, for getting Chase Thomas after the kick. Roughing the kicker on the Crabbers. Points to be good. We'll mark it off.
And that was actually Tyler Brown, the kicker. Tyler Brown.
It's Thomas kicking. He's wearing 9 tonight.
He's wearing 9 tonight?
Yeah, Chase Thomas wearing 9.
Because the roster had Tyler Brown.
Tyree Brown, right.
All right.
No, that was Chase.
All right, Chase, we'll give it to you.
Well, what an excellent first drive for the Warriors. They're running the ball well and then setting up the pass. You can see now why they come in with such terrific offensive numbers.
And why they're looking forward to a good season. Like you said, they mixed it up. They marched down the field. They got the key blocks. Savage hit the passes he had to hit. He's got some good receivers with good hands. And they just went right down the field, capped by Jason Fugate's touchdown that put the Warriors ahead by a score of 7-0 after the extra point.
Here's Chase Thomas, who got hit a little bit there, had the penalty. You see the ball being kicked off from the 45.
He ought to get a decent kick there, and he gets it down to about the 7-yard line. Taken by the Crabbers, who move it off to the left side, and looked like he was going to break away there for a second.
Logan's getting him some yards before finally being brought down by number 10, that's Elijah White.
Well, good run back for the Crabbers. They need good field position here as they're in the hole 7-0 here.
Crabbers will be first and 10 from their own 25.
Late in the first quarter. Let's see if the Crabbers mix it up a little bit here. Four-man front for the.
And can you see the backs here from here?
Well, I'm going to. No, maybe Strickland.
Strickland and Barrett, maybe. Quillen back, hands it off to the second back through, and he breaks out over the 32, 33-yard line.
That's Ricky Hatcher again. So Hatcher taking the carries here early in the quarter. Well, Strickland has not come off sideline yet. I caught the 2, but not the one in front of it. Hatcher comes off now. Mike Smith rotating his backs in and out.
Jovan Quillen under center. He takes the ball back, hands it off to the second back. That's number 11, Kalki. He breaks a tackle and gets across the 40-yard line near the 45. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, second good run in a row for the Crabbers. They're going to need it to keep up with this offensive machine that is the Kecoughtan Warriors.
First and 10 from the Crabber 42, and it looks like we'll have a timeout by the officials.
Shoot time.
Looks like we have an equipment adjustment to be made here. Somebody's shoe came off. You're watching LSC, September 19th, 2014. The Kecoughtan Warriors playing the Hampton Crabbers at Darling Stadium. The score at this time, Kecoughtan 7, Hampton 0. But Hampton with the ball and moving right to left on your screen. Jovan Quillen keeps it himself off tackle, gets over the 45-yard line.
Quillen averaging just under 6 yards a carry this year. Takes him over to the 240-yard mark just here in the start of his fourth game. Quillen gives the Crabbers a multi-dimensional look. He can throw the ball, he can run it as well. And the linemen really have to keep an eye on the quarterback. Same with the linebackers.
He is an athlete, and that's why he's a quarterback right now. He'll take it back. He's back to pass. He's back deep. He throws the long one. He puts it up. He's got an open man, and he grabs it at the 10 and into the end zone. And the Crabbers, just like that, have struck on a long pass of about 53 yards by Jovan Quillen. And
Taekwon Wilkins. The fifth,
was it Taekwon Wilkins who got that?
Receiving touchdown by Wilkins, and the fifth touchdown pass by Quillen. So you see who is his favorite target. Wilkins just out hustles the ball right where it needs to be, and Taekwon takes it on in for the tying touchdown. Lomax on now to tie the score.
It's down. Bolo puts it up. And it's a tie ball game, 7-7 after a 53-yard pass by Jovan Quillen to Taekwon Wilkins.
A less than 2-minute drive, Paul, to put the Crabbers back in a tie ball game. So two good drives, one by each team here in the first quarter. You know, we were talking to a lot of fans before the ball game, and a lot of fans here expecting a very close ball game, and we're seeing it now.
Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this game, it looks like you're going to be watching a very good one tonight because, and as we said before, the offenses of both teams, I don't think there's much question with either offense. They're both very good.
Well, the Crabber offense has been silent in a couple of halves in the first three games. I think we figured they did not score in two of their three games in the second half.
Cool,
now
yeah.
we're seeing what the offense can look like. Lomax with a short kick.
Taking it to 20 by the Warriors up to the 30, 35. Still up, and they'll stop him there right about at the 35-yard line. It looked like number
Grandy.
24. That was
Keith Grandy, who's a sophomore wide receiver for the Warriors, but a good run back. I find it interesting, both kickers kicking short, trying to stay away from the deep men. Of course, with Daz Newsome back there for the Crabbers, that name should strike fear in the hearts of any Peninsula district.
Yes,
the younger brother of Deion Newsome, who's now at Virginia Tech, and quite a kick returner in his career.
Desmond Savage gives it to the lone back, and that's number 20, Mitchell. He bounces off a tackler, gets outside, and finally gets brought down about the 47-yard line, very close to a first down.
Well, he knows he just puts both hands over the football and goes forward, and you're going to have to wrap him up if you're the Crabber defense.
Tell you what, that was a nice little run the way he came up the middle there, got hit by a group of defenders and kind of bounced off to the side and then just took off to the left. It looked like somebody saved a long run on that one.
Well, as we mentioned in the pregame, they're averaging over 6 yards a carry are the backs for the two lead backs for the Warriors. And they're going to measure and see if they picked up 10 with that run. Just good second effort there.
Looks like they're going to be just shy. You can see it right there on your screen.
Yeah. Well, Craver's got a task for him tonight to face this multi-dimensional offense that the Warriors develop. Alonzo Coley's done a terrific job at Kecoughtan developing these young men.
Yes, he has. He
comes
job.
from Phoebus, and of course, very successful assistant coach over there, and has brought some of that system here and some of the spirit here to Kecoughtan, and it shows this year.
And the big thing is the players are buying into it finally.
And he's had some of them for a number of years. Savage is one, Carrera, the tight end, the other one that I recognize right away.
Savage with a quick pitch to number 24 on the near side here. Gets back just to about the 45-yard line, so they'll lose about 1.5 yards.
Well, an unnecessary penalty by the Crabbers there. They had him stopped, and it's a wholly unnecessary penalty by the Crabbers that they hit the receiver out of bounds. That's what the call is, a personal foul. A mighty tight ball game, and you can't afford those kind of penalties.
No, not like this to turn a play into twice as long as it was.
Here's a play, and you may be able to catch it here at the end. First shove out is fine. There he's out of bounds. It's that shove right there in the helmet that drew the flag.
So Kecoughtan now into Crabber territory. Savage in the shotgun. Two receivers to the left. He gives it to number 5, Fugate, and he's on that left side again. He's down to about the 24-yard line, and Frank Fugate has some speed.
He does, and if he keeps getting this kind of blocking, he's going to be over 100 yards by halftime. That time, Keith Grandy out in front with the block, held his block beautifully, and allowed Fugate to slip behind him and pick up another 5 yards.
Warriors coming up to the line. Savage repositioning the players, got one back behind him. And he gives it to that back, and it looked like Fugate. It looked like he was just trying to pick up a few yards in the middle and soften him up a little bit.
There's some groans down the press box on that tackle, but I think he just caught him up under the helmet, no face mask. Crabber defender had his hand and just pulled him back.
Probably a little hard to see down on the field.
Savage, the junior, looks mighty confident out there behind this Kecoughtan line.
And that's something we said last year. He looks a little more mature beyond his years than most players.
Well, thrown in the fire a little bit last year and showed in a couple of games. They had a pretty good season.
Back in motion to the right side, gives it to Fugate again off the right side, and he'll take it down to about the 17-yard line. It'll be shy of the first down.
One thing we're seeing with Fugate is that he can take the hit and fall forward. You know, he had a couple of real good games last year.
And I can't remember who it was, but there used to be somebody for another team here. You'd hit him, he'd fall for another 2 or 3 yards.
Right. I think he's playing for up in Blacksburg this year.
Yes. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yep. The man with the dreads that come out of that Hokie helmet now. He's been terrific for them so far. Marshawn Williams.
Two receivers wide to the left. Savage in the middle of two backs. He goes back looking for a pass. Got plenty of time. Throws a short one, and it's broken up by the Crabbers at about the 12-yard line.
Well, it's a great read by the defender there. That was Rashad Taylor, excuse me. I get the right number. But you could almost see it from our angle or vantage point here. You could see that the defender was waiting for the ball as much as he was waiting for the receiver and timed his hit perfectly.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for the ball. Now this is going to bring up a 4th and 1 situation. The ball is at about the 16-yard line or 15 and a half. I'd say the way Kecoughtan's been moving the ball, Frank, I'm going to guess they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they probably will. I don't see Thomas coming on the field. Of course, points could be something you want to gather when you can here in this contest.
Yep, and right at this time, I don't know much about Thomas, but I would guess he could probably get the field goal from here.
Been a real good kicker for them.
From what I was looking at before the game started, when he was out on the field, consistently he was making them from the 20. So I think a couple of more yards is not going to
Well, they're going to go for it.
Be too difficult for him, but it looks like Kecoughtan's going to go for it. They've got trips to the right to the near side of the field here. One single receiver at the top of your screen, 3 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield along with Savage. 4th and 1. Big play for the Warriors at this point in the game. Savage gives it to the first man through, and that's number 20, Mitchell, and he's going to get the first down easily.
A little delayed handoff. Nice play by the Warriors. Letting that line open for Mitchell, and he found a seam and was able to pop it up over the 15. We'll see if the Crabber defense here can stiffen against this tough offense of the Warriors. That's going to bring us in the quarter.
It's the end of the first quarter here at Darling Stadium with the score tied at 7-all. The Kecoughtan Warriors 7, the Hampton Crabbers 7. And we've seen a good first quarter here, Frank, as Hampton and Kecoughtan have shown a good explosive offense and put some points on the board.
We've seen a good start. You can see now why Kecoughtan scored so many points. They have the offense moving the ball. They mix it up real well, runs in, runs outside, and then, of course, the short passes across the middle. But their backs have shown the ability to pick up a couple extra yards even after they get hit. Receivers have shown some good speed behind some real good downfield blocks. So
they've had some really, really good blocks, but I've been impressed not so much how they've mixed up their plays, but the fact they're executing them very well. These guys know what they're doing, and you can tell they've been well coached, and they're moving the ball. So far, Mitchell has 7 carries, and he has 45 yards, and Fugate has 5 carries and 33 yards.
So
and that's
both of them right over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, right here in the first quarter.
Doing my quick math, Mr. Kirby, thank you at Thorpe Junior High.
Yeah, and that was brought to us by our statistician, Brent Musgrove.
Analyst. That's our analyst tonight.
Our analyst, Brent Musgrove. So now the Warriors are moving right to left at about the 12-yard line. And Mitchell gets it again, and he gets wrapped up at about the 15-yard line. And the Warriors are going to lose some yardage as the Crabbers were able to come through that right-hand side of the line.
It looked like Elijah Conliffe, who's made a couple of hits tonight, stepped up big that time, the big end for the Crabbers. Conliffe, 6'3", 230-pound sophomore.
Wow, big boy.
He takes a lot of space out of there, but that time showed some good quickness.
Receivers to either side. One running back behind Savage. Savage with the ball, looks back to pass. He's got an open man across the middle into the end zone. Touchdown for the Warriors, and that's number 24, the flanker, Keith Grandy for the Warriors.
Well, Grandy runs a great pattern here. You can see it develop. Crabber defense was playing kind of a zone on that side, and Grandy zips right through and comes open. You see it here. Grandy on your right side. There he goes, makes his cut. The cornerback way too deep on that was Tyquan Wilkins, and he was 5 yards behind Grandy. Not able to come up in time to close the gap between Grandy and the goal line.
Thomas in for the extra point. Kick is up. And it's good. So the Warriors take the lead here in the second quarter, 14-7 on a nice pass to Grandy from Savage. As the Warriors just keep moving and moving and moving and moving down the field.
Well, the Crabbers are going to have to see if they can answer, because the Warriors have scored both their possessions and driven the ball a long way to do so.
Yes, he needed up the clock.
Elijah White should get the credit there for that hold. That was a nice hold on a snap, and he spun the ball. If you saw, he spun the ball, got the laces out.
You're watching LSC, September the 19th, 2014. We're coming to you from Darling Stadium as we bring you Saturday night football here. We used to call it the Peninsula District. I guess we would still call it the Peninsula District. But it's a great game so far. The Kecoughtan Warriors and the Hampton Crabbers. Kecoughtan now with the lead. They're preparing to kick off. Thomas will do the kicking.
You know, we didn't have a lot of time in the pregame, but it is a beautiful night in September for football.
Beautiful night is not the word. And the field, look at the field.
Marvelous job by the Hampton staff to get this ready.
Here's the kick, and it's a squibber along the ground. Bounces up, picked up at about the 14-yard line by the Crabbers. Skipping around and moving around, and they get down to about the 28-yard line.
I think Taekwon Wilkins, again, I have a hard time picking up those numbers, but whoever it was running the flag drill, the little cone drill there, a lot of practice over the years, got him to look like he was doing the slalom up the field, picked up some good yards. You see the kick, that little squib kick, and it bounced past the receiver of the Crabbers who was out there, Cabbage.
As you said, they're a little fearful of giving it to the man in the back. They want to keep it away from them. And again, folks, I want to apologize up front. It's very tough for us to see the numbers of the Crabbers here, so we're trying to do the best we can. He gives it to the first back. He gets through, breaks through, and gets over the 45-yard line, and I'll pick up the number.
Vincent Barrett on the carry that time. What I liked about that run for Barrett was a little bit of a delay, a little hesitation as the hole opened, and then he shot through it and showed good speed. Seen some good runs by the running backs for both squads tonight.
Offensive line opened up a real nice hole on that one too, Frank.
It took us a half second, but Barrett was patient.
So the Crabbers respond quickly after the Warrior touchdown, and they're moving right back down the field the way they want to go. A quick pass to
Taekwon Wilkins.
Wilkins again, and he takes it down the right side, close to the 40-yard line of the Warriors.
You know, Wilkins I've always called the little left-hander because he played baseball with my son years ago. But a kid can play any sport. He plays baseball now for the Crabbers, but you can see what he's done on the football field. In the last 3 seasons, he's been their best offensive weapon. Got great hands. We saw him drop a bobbled one earlier, but generally has great hands and great speed once he catches the ball.
Jovan Quillen under center. Lone back, gets it in the backfield, takes it up the middle, bounces off one tackler, and gets down inside the 40.
That's Vincent Barrett again, and Tyler Chris had a clean shot at him, couldn't hang on. Barrett again, one of those guys that covers up the ball and goes forward, and that time ricocheted off of Chris, picked up a couple extra yards. Quillen back out wearing that famous #1 jersey of the Crabbers. Quite a responsibility when you put that jersey on.
Yes, it is.
And he has upheld the tradition very well.
Quillen from the shotgun. He'll take it himself off the left side, gets around the first defenders, hit by 2 more, and he'll get it down just inside around the 39, 38-yard line.
Well, he tried to cut it up behind Barrett's block, and Barrett couldn't get his man turned, so he bounces it outside. Picked up a few yards, but that was a first down run if he had been able to get inside of Barrett's block.
There you see Coach Mike Smith of the Crabbers. We got trips to the right-hand side here for the Crabbers, and he throws it out to the right side to Quillen again. He breaks a tackle, sprints to the 10-yard line. He gets down to the 5, and a flag goes down.
Last-minute face mask at the end. That's Taekwon Wilkins. And the face mask, he was already on the ground, and the Kecoughtan tackler got his hands up into the face mask and tried to drag Wilkins another yard. Taekwon's going to put that back on. You see how quick he is after the reception.
Jovan Quillen.
Watch him here. Cuts it back. Face mask comes right at the end. Not there. It comes right there. Unnecessary face mask. A couple unnecessary penalties tonight. Of course, with Wilkins being so quick, you want to grab him out whatever you can get him.
So the Crabbers continue their march as this will go half the distance to the goal. Ball's at about the 3-yard line.
For Quillen picks up about half of that.
Quillen running the keeper, running into that Warrior defensive line.
Quillen's a terrific athlete.
Gets up a yard or two.
That's a good shot of the defensive line of the Warriors.
2nd and goal for the Crabbers here. About 8 minutes left in the half. Receiver goes out to the left-hand side, trips to the right. Tyquan Wilkins is out there. Watch Jovan with the keeper again. And that's what he does. He tries to keep it and roll around the right side. They'll bring him down, or does he get in? He gets in.
A good fake
for the Crabbers.
Good fake to Barrett. They can fool half of the line out there. Vincent Barrett, he put it in his stomach and then pulled it out and swirled around and went on in for the touchdown. Crabbers answer. We've seen the last 4 drives result in touchdowns for the two teams. Bo Lomax, yeah. With Wilkins the holder, you know, this is his longtime holder, Tyquan Wilkins.
Bolo up, and it's good. So the Crabbers answer the Warriors' earlier touchdown, and they march right down the field and put it in for the touchdown. And again, we have a tie score here as the Crabbers now 14, match the Warriors 14 with 7:49 left in the half here at Darling Stadium.
It's hard to determine whether we're seeing strong defenses or weak, strong offenses or weak defenses, but I think we're seeing a combination of both. We've seen there are excellent offensive players from both squads, and then the defense is just trying to catch up. Both offenses have opened up a great deal. You're not seeing a lot of, 2 yards in a cloud of dust. You're seeing a lot of, complex runs, some great passes,
some good blocks,
and some good athletes.
There you see the Crabber band. Here comes the kickoff. It goes to about 18, 19, and it's Hampton. Oh my gosh, somebody forgot what was going on.
Yeah, Kecoughtan's
that ball was live.
Caleb Tucker back there watching the ball, and the Crabbers, if he'd have been able to hang on, they would have recovered right there at the 24.
That was a lucky break for the Warriors as they just kind of stood there and watched it bounce around. Hampton figured out what was going on. They tried to get it, and unfortunately it got kicked out of bounds by one of the Crabbers. So Kecoughtan will take over 1st and 10 on about the 24-yard line.
I'm sure the kickers get a little bit frustrated with the instructions to kick it short or to squib it, but there's method to the madness.
Receivers to either side. Savage with one back behind him, gives it to the back. He'll get it down to about the 25-yard line.
Elijah Conliff there for the Crabbers, the sophomore. It reminds me a little bit of what we watched the Virginia Cavaliers last Saturday. They got the win over Louisville, but Henry Coley, I believe is the guy's name, the tall, thin, it looks more like a basketball player, defensive lineman, but that time you saw Conliff show the same kind of athleticism and speed to bring down the runner.
2 receivers to the near side of the field. Mitchell in the backfield behind Savage. Mitchell gets it, bounces off a couple of tacklers, and he is hit hard at the 30-yard line.
Looks like number 11, Cal Key, laid him out.
He took him right off his feet.
Got stopped the other day by Cal Key Sr. at the 7-Eleven. We were getting our morning drink, and we were talking a little bit about his son back in Hampton this year. Going to finish his career here with the Crabbers.
There you saw the hit just like we saw it from here.
And make his father proud on that hit.
Yes. Receiver to the top of your screen, one at the bottom. One back along with Savage. He's back to pass, throws a short pass to wide open number 3. Oh, and he jumps over and gets hit. And that
Tyler Chris with the catch and a nice hurdle And I think the Crabbers have tacked on another 15 yards. We'll see what the call is. They moved the flag back.
That was Tyler Christ on the catch. Nice catch, wide open pass pattern, and he ran.
Flag comes back to the 45. Here comes the replay. Listen for the call. Personal foul on the Crabbers. Watch him leap. And then the push there after the play is over. That's a second out of bounds penalty called on the Crabbers. Both have hurt. 15-yard extra.
That'll move the ball into Crabber territory at about the 41.
After the play was over,
It'll be
it
first
was a
and
dead
10
ball
for the
personal
Warriors.
foul against the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
You know, Paul, when you're having trouble stopping the offense to begin with, you don't need to give them a free 15.
Two receivers right down here near the near side. Savage with one back behind him. He's back to pass. Looking to the left. Now he looks to the right. Can't find anybody. He's off on his own across the 40 to the 35. Savage couldn't find anybody, and he made some positive yards out of that play as he tucked it under and went to about the 35-yard line for a 5-yard pickup.
Well, good read by Savage. Seeing nothing open, picks up 5 yards on first down. Very good play for the junior quarterback. That's the kind of calm demeanor we're seeing out of him this season. Now playing against a much better defense than he's played the last 3 games. You can see the qualities he's bringing to the position.
This time he gives it to, it looks like Fugate. He's around the left side across the 30, the 25, the 20, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 18-yard line.
Very close to another 15-yard penalty there. But I think the first one's going to be a
flag.
hold back here on the Warriors.
It's usually where they call hold.
Doing the play, holding against the offense, 10-yard penalty from the flag, replay, second down.
By the way, if you're watching this game and you're looking at graphics as we see a replay here, nice run by Fugate.
Well, he got the corner there. I don't see the hold in that particular shot, but it was back toward the left end of the line. So the Warriors give back 10 yards on the 15-yard penalty, and second and about 13.
And the Warriors have trips to the top of the screen, single to the bottom, and one running back is Fugate. Savage in a shotgun. He's back to pass. Flipping the short pass out to Fugate. He goes over the 40-yard line, so he'll pick up a few of the yards, not many, about 4 or 5.
I was reading Dave Johnson's column again, and he was pointing out that in one game last week, one of the Kecoughtan receivers had every one of his 160-some yards receiving after the catch. And it's a little screens like that that Kecoughtan's been so successful with this season.
That and good blocking in front of it.
And the time to have that play develop, which the line gets the credit for. Very good season line for
I don't
the Warriors.
remember Savage being pressured at all yet. Speaking of Savage. And here come the Crabbers across the line. We'll find out whether they were pulled off or whether they went off. Looks like
fortunately for the Crabbers, you don't get 5 yards per flag because there were several thrown on that one. 5 yards total.
By the way, I was going to know, see where it says flag up there? This whole bar is all new for us this year. All our logos and scoreboard stuff there. And we got a little thing that comes up letting us know when the flag is. The bars tell us how many timeouts are left. I'll tell you what, we have really stepped up here. Great job by our station. Oh, it looked like a messed up play there, and Savage will take it around the right side himself, and he's got nowhere to go. He'll get across the line of scrimmage, and that looked like he was trying to give it to somebody, and there was nobody there, and he turned around and said, now where do I go?
Oh, they were there. They were on the wrong side. If Fugate ran the wrong route there, he came on the wrong side of Savage. Savage, seeing no one, decided he had to take it himself, and I believe he picked up the first down. He did. Savage again showing good maturity back there.
And good decision making.
Got to be a little disheartening when you turn around, there's nobody there where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. 2 to each side. Savage is in the shotgun. Keeps it himself off the left side. He's wide open. He's down to the 10.
Well, that time, just a great fake as he put the ball in the stomach of the running back, pulled it out. And the Hampton lineman was lost. In fact, Savage was 10 yards downfield, and the defensive end was running in towards the pile. So a great fake by the quarterback.
Hey, Ricky, where are you?
Another first down for the Warriors as they send 2 receivers, both left and right, with a single back. And it's the single back, number 13, who gets it, and he gets down to about the 6-yard line.
That's DeQuandre Edwards getting the carry.
Who is that, number 13?
DeQuandre Edwards, the 9th grader. Quarterback, running back, and safety at 5'11", 185 pound, a 9th grader, yeah.
Oh. These kids are getting younger every year, aren't they?
Seem to be. I think we're just getting older, Paul. You in particular. But
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. What can I say? Savage right there on your screen. He gives it off to, looks like Fugate again, and he's going to get nowhere off the right-hand side.
Good idea behind the play. Fugate right there for the handoff. The Crabber defensive end on that far side got a hand on the running back. Pulled him down.
Good stand by the Crabber defense on that one.
Big question, which team is going to break first? Which offense will fail to score here? We've seen 4 drives in a row, 2 touchdowns apiece. Crabbers did not score on that first drive they had, but they've scored 2 since.
Well, this is going to be a key play in the Warriors' drive here as it's 3rd and 6. Savage underneath center, gives it off to Fugate. He goes to the left-hand side, and he's down to about the 1-yard line.
Looks like that's going to come back with a hole in the backfield. We'll see. There's a referee dropped his flag.
Hey, Dad, you got to hit him in the mouth.
Illegal shift on the Warriors. That's going to come back. Warriors have run the 3-man in the backfield a couple times. That time one moved early or shifted late. I'll have to look at the replay. Yep.
Doing the play, illegal motion against the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
Puts them outside the 10 on 3rd down and goal.
So it'll be 3rd and 11 now as Savage goes again from the shotgun. He's back to pass, looking into the end zone, can't find anybody, rolls left, goes back right. He's being chased down, being pressured, going to the right side. He throws it in the corner of the end zone. All alone was Jason Fugate in the corner of the end zone, and Savage rolled around till he found somebody that was open and hit him for the 6 points.
Well, Fugate had been open for about 15 minutes in the corner. He was raising flags, jumping up and down. You'll see him waving his hand over there.
Watching the upper right-hand corner, ladies and gentlemen. See if you can see Fugate get out. Look at him break loose out there. And the
he
corner
starts
went
waving
someplace
now.
else.
You see him. We switch camera. There he is in the back. Now he's
Savage sees him.
And that's a good play by Savage. Chase Thomas puts it through for the extra point, and the Warriors move ahead 21-14 here towards the end of the first half.
21-14. So we know it's not Kecoughtan that didn't break first.
Didn't break. And that may be the difference in the game tonight. Who quit scoring first? Well, Desmond Savage has really shown us something here in the first half. A great patience, good hustle in the backfield.
He plays with a maturity that belies his age and grade level. He sees the field in a way that many can't. and he knows what to do.
Now, I will tell you that everybody but the cornerback and the Crabbers saw the receiver on that play. You couldn't help but see him. I don't know what happened there. They were chasing Savage to this sideline and then just drifted away.
3:12 left in the game, and this time it goes to about the 12-yard line. The Crabbers take it out to the right side to the 30-yard line, 35, the 40, the 45, and finally pushed out of bounds by the Warriors' number 2.
Yeah, that's Daz Newsome, Paul. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's Myron Newsome's second son, Daz Newsome. He looked like his brother that time.
Did you notice how he ran, picking where he was going and watching upfield and making the cuts, picking up speed, slowing down to wait for his blockers? That was impressive.
And that's just, I mean, I don't want to say it's genetic for that family, but they certainly have a great patience in the receiving and the return area. And the young man Newsome now just a sophomore.
Tyquan Wilkins now has 5 receptions for the Crabbers and 98 yards and 1 touchdown. Jovan Quillen looking to pass, is dropped down at the 40, and there's a late flag. In fact, there's 2 late flags.
Well, that time you're looking for Tyquan, you're reading his stats at the same time Quillen looking for his favorite receiver. A little too many turns out there by Wilkins.
A 5-yard
and a good rush.
Incidental face mask against the defensive team. Replay first down after a 5-yard
guard.
Yeah, just the hand from Nicholas Carrera grazed across the face mask of Quillen, but that gives the Crabbers a first down. Now they've given him a first down now. I don't know why they moved the sticks. But 1st and 10, that's should be 1st and 5 if 5-yard penalty in the incidental. Should be 2nd and, no, here they go. They're gonna.
A little bit of confusion there on the field.
All right, so it's going to remain first down.
All right, 5 yards inside the penalty, puts the ball back on the original line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
Jovan Quillen with the ball, keeps it himself, goes up the middle, gets across the 45.
So a spot foul on the incidental face mask brought it back to the line of scrimmage. That time Quillen, a called run, but he had 2 receivers over here on the close side that were open. Wilkins hiding behind his teammate was open.
It's 21-14, 2 minutes left in the half. Hampton Crabbers on the move. Jovan Quillen under center, picks it up. There's another quick pass to Wilkins. He sprints back across toward the 50. And good swarming defense by the Warriors to keep him bottled up this time and not turn him loose.
Well, that's the 3rd time the Crabbers have gone to that play. First time they've held him to under 10 yards. So good read by the Warrior defense.
It's one of those things where as long as it works, they're going to give it to you. You keep running it.
It's Eric Rosado out here covering the trips. That's a mean group of receivers there. Wilkins, Key, and Newsome.
And there they are again to this side.
This time Evan Pitcavage joins them.
Jovan Quillen tries it to the left side to the single receiver where he's one-on-one. He breaks loose and gets down to about the 45-yard line of the Warriors.
That's
Looks
one
like
of the.
He's going to be just shy of the first down.
That's one of the ones. Get the ball to Tyquan and see how far he can go. They showed the trips to the near side and went to the far.
We have a timeout by the Crabbers.
The first down. Crabbers stopping the clock.
Just under a minute left, Paul. So the Crabbers are going to try to level this game by half and keep this streak of 5 scoring drives going for both teams.
And it's been fun watching both offenses go back and forth and back and forth.
Probably not fun for the defensive coordinators, but
No, it's not.
certainly a challenge for each.
Athletic department would like to thank this year's corporate sponsors.
But it's fun for us, and it's fun for the viewers, and it's fun for the fans.
Your appreciation by
Well, very balanced attack shown by the Crabbers this year. A little more balanced than last year, if we recall. Quillen, of course, hurt last year about midway through the season. It was never really the same. But
Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters. Coach Blizzard Tours, Coca-Cola, First Advantage Federal Credit Union, Powerade, Sports Medicine Corporation, Smith Brothers Funeral Home, and
we're watching Quillen look to the sideline. He's got trips again to the right. A good stop there, but just after the Crabber running back, Ricky Hatcher gets across the 44. And as they're setting it, we want to thank our sponsor this year, the Grey Goose. And Paul, we had some mighty fine barbecue there before the game, provided by Dana and Phil Epstein down at the Grey Goose. Great, wonderful place if you're out looking for lunch during the day or a nice dinner in the evening. The Grey Goose. You see the phone number there, 723-7978. As I say, don't call them. Go down there and get something to eat from them. Great salads. Wonderful place to eat. And the entertainment, we were both talking before the game. My brother-in-law, Charles Darden, performed down there a couple of weeks ago, a crooner. It's truly a crooner, but had a full house there and his trio singing. And they have comedy nights, stand-up, improv comedy down there now that Dana and Phil are doing. And they just do a terrific job making a wonderful evening in downtown Hampton. The Grey Goose. Danny Mitchell and Mike Smith out. Myra Newsom, their coaching staff, trying to inspire their Crabbers to tie this game. They trail by 7. Paul, Kecoughtan has shown a very good offense and a good defense. But the offense has carried the half so far.
And we've got 37 seconds left in that half. I'd look for the Crabbers to put the ball in the air. They've got trips to this side. They're looking for Wilkins. They got two men open across the middle, and they go to the outside where he's wide open, and it's Tyquan Wilkins.
Tyquan Wilkins goes backwards as well as anybody. That time his foot slipped and went out of bounds, but I think if he'd been able to stay in bounds, he may have scored on that play. Another great pass by Quillen.
It really was. He put it right there, but I'm impressed with Wilkins and his moves and his hands.
Oh, he's terrific. I mean, he's terrific. You know, better defense that time by the Warriors, but they still give up about 20 yards.
And it only took 7 seconds for the Crabbers, so they still have 30 seconds with the ball on the 12-yard line.
It's Hatcher in the backfield with Quillen.
Quillen takes it himself around the left side. He gets to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. No, he's going to be out of bounds just before he reached the end zone.
What's the bumper sticker? Speed kills. You saw it that time. Kecoughtan's corner. Kevin Davis had a bead on him, but Quillen just outruns Davis. Davis stays home where he's supposed to be, but just gets beat around the corner as camera followed the fake. Just past the cone on the outside.
We've seen some good speed from this Crabber team, as well as great athleticism. And now we've got 23 seconds, as that play took 7 seconds. We're on about the 2-yard line now.
Well, Coach Coley for Kecoughtan is going to call time. Give his defense a little breather.
Taking a timeout.
Timeout for the Crabbers.
A little bit of strategy to keep the Crabbers from finding that last 2 yards.
Well, very
Was
much
that
a
Kecoughtan to call timeout.
Kecoughtan. Coley go, yeah. We got a good veteran production crew with us again tonight. On the cameras, Randy Bagoli, Susan Bowers, Wube Gabre, Steve Fryer. Our graphics and animation by Matt Buckwalter. Slow motion instant replay tonight by Greg Lesko. Our camera control operator, Renee Camden. Chief engineer is Don Sherrouse. Our engineer tonight is Greg Lesko. The audio by Don Sherrouse. Our director, the very able Andy Foley, at the helm tonight. The executive producer is Andy Foley. And, of course, with Paul Rowe and Bob Henson, Brent Musgrove, this is Frank Edgar from Darling Stadium on a wonderful Friday night football game here. Two great teams, great histories here on the peninsula, the Hampton Crabbers and the Kecoughtan Warriors.
And with the exception of a couple of what I call mistake penalties that were just flukes, it's been a well-played game, a very well-played game. As the Crabbers line it up, Tyquan Wilkins now with 9 receptions and 135 yards in this half. Jovan Quillen gets hit hard in the backfield. He's still on his feet, dives forward.
Yeah, great defensive play.
And number 7,
Kecoughtan's
Juan Taylor making the first hit on
there.
Quillen. Quillen trying to fall
Didn't get the
forward.
line on him, but then you see what Quillen does is able to take it. He took a hit and then was able to fall forward and picked up maybe half a yard. He certainly avoided a loss.
Timeout by the Crabbers with 13 seconds left in the half. It'll be second down and goal.
Let's see who that was. It may have been Nico Thompson. I caught a 7, but I didn't see the 1. A good stop. Quillen surprised
3 plays, but
on
only
that
13 seconds left on the clock and no more
I don't think
timeouts. Trying to
Quillen
make
realized
up
he
last
was being
yard.
hit when he got hit.
but able to fall forward as all the good players do. And time for one, maybe
Maybe two, the way
one
they've
play
been
if you
going.
pass it. Not going to have time to stop the clock, and the Crabbers are out of timeouts according to the bar on the screen.
So if they can get that quick out pass to Tyquan Williams on the near side.
Now they got the trips out there again with Daz Newsom.
And as you know, you and I both know it, Jovan Quillen could take it himself right through there. And that's what he's trying to do right off the right side, and he goes right on for the touchdown. Jovan Quillen takes it in himself on a 2-yard keeper, and the Crabbers are 1 point away from tying this game up as we go into the half.
Yeah, what a show by Jovan Quillen here. He had trips to his right, and the Warriors had to guard against those three. You see the 3 corners over there.
Just
And
a
Quillen
great
able to find his
run
way
by
around the
Jovan
end.
Quillen. Bolo Max with the kick for the extra point.
And Lomax easily splitting the upright for a 3rd time tonight.
Well, what an offensive,
21 all
in the
hit
positive sense of the word, half here by both teams. Both teams scoring 3 touchdowns. We've had 6 straight touchdown drives.
Your enthusiasm
21-21. The Kecoughtan Warriors and the Hampton Crabbers here at Darling Stadium on September the 19th, 2014.
Now, if you look at the lower screen, Bo Lomax and Mike Smith talking, and Smith telling Lomax where he wants that kick. Mike Smith's developed a lot of confidence in Bo Lomax over the last couple of years. Bo was not a football player growing up, played all sorts of different sports, but football was new to him a couple seasons ago, and he has been quite the good kicker for the Crabbers the last few years.
Well, he's a smart young man, a very, very intelligent young man.
And he comes off to talk to Mike Smith again.
And very talented when it comes to kicking.
Let's see if he puts it where Coach Smith wants it. Very close to a fumble or a bobble there by the Warriors, number 4, Chris Burwell.
Chris Burwell making the recovery for the Warriors.
So 9 seconds now, and the Warriors will take over 1st and 10 at about the 47-yard line. And I'm going to guess they'll just go ahead and down it, go in halftime tied up.
You would think so.
But you never know the way these two teams have been playing.
It'll be interesting to see the first half statistics.
Yeah.
I would guess about 240 yards apiece.
Savage back. They've got 1 man deep back there, so it looks like it's just going to be a down situation, yeah. And they'll take it into halftime. All tied up here at Darling Stadium. The Kecoughtan Warriors 21, the Hampton Crabbers 21, in what's been a great offensive ball game as both units have played almost flawless offensive ball and mixing up the plays, running and passing. And Frank, it's been fun to watch this game.
What has been fun, we've heard a lot about this Kecoughtan offense, and we've seen it tonight. What we haven't heard is how the Crabbers have been able to score points like they've done tonight. They have scored points in one half of certain games this year. Let's see if they can come back in the second half and score points. The Warriors have shown their ability to score points in 4 quarters. So, again, I think whoever breaks the streak of the touchdown drive may be on the short end tonight.
Whoever runs out of gas first and sputters.
And the Warriors will get the ball coming out here in the second half.
Yes, that's true. So we'll see what they're going to do. All right, so 21-21 here at Darling Stadium as the Kecoughtan Warriors and Hampton Crabbers are playing this game on Friday night, September the 19th, 2014, in a great offensive game. And we want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to go out to dinner and you're in downtown Hampton, Frank, where is it you want to eat?
I would suggest the Grey Goose. There's a good picture of them. Good-looking desserts and salads. Great lunch place. Right next to the Hampton History Museum, across the street from St. John's. They're very good, and they have a lot of, as they say, dinnertainment there. They do improv comedy. They have concerts right there. Take a look at the schedule online at the Grey Goose.
And here we are once again at Darling Stadium, where the Kecoughtan Warriors and Hampton Crabbers have played the first half to a 21-21 tie in what we're calling an offensive fireworks display here tonight, Frank.
Good offense by both teams so far. Defense hadn't been bad. I think the offense has just been terrific in the first half. Both teams using multiple offensive weapons. We've seen Taekwon Wilkins, of course, be the dominant force for the Warriors. And Savage running the show for the Wilkins for the Crabbers, Savage running the show for the Warriors. So the terrific players, and Quillen for the Crabbers, all doing their job so far.
All the players on the offense have been doing their job, particularly the lines for both sides who have been. I've been very impressed with the Warriors line in keeping Savage protected tonight, but I've also been very impressed by the Crabbers line for keeping Jovan Quillen protected, although part of it is Jovan Quillen is so quick, so athletic, that when he gets the ball, it's that quick turn and a pop pass.
Well, they both seem to both lines have grown a great deal since last year. They've gotten bigger, they're a little more athletic, and the ones that are returning players have grown stronger and quicker, and you see it tonight.
All right, now we're going to give you some halftime stats here from Darling Stadium for the Kecoughtan Warriors and the Hampton Crabbers, but we've got a little bit of a change up here for you. We're going to bring in someone who's oftentimes been kind of on the side of Frank and I during the games, and that's the young man, and I stress young, Frank, because he's still a young man.
Yeah.
It's a young man that you see down on the field a lot. And that's Brent Musgrove. There he is right there, the handsome man in the middle. And Brent is going to give you the halftime stats for tonight's game.
I have to tell you guys, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but this is one well-played offensive game for both teams. And to come out, it might as well be 0-0. You got two teams that came out here, played two quarters, and came out 21-21. Time of possession for Hampton was 12:35, Kecoughtan 11:25. Hampton had 10 first downs, Kecoughtan had 12 first downs. No interceptions, no fumbles. Listen to the passing. Hampton 7 for 7 for 141 yards. Kecoughtan 7 for 9 for 84 yards. Rushing. Hampton 17 rushes for 78 yards for a total of 219 yards in the first half. Kecoughtan 21 carries for 151 yards for a total for 235 yards for the first half. So is it even or what, guys? It's a heck of a first half. Let's see how this plays out. Back to you. Thanks, Andy.
Can you believe those stats? 18, 14 yards total for the Crabbers and only 140-something for the Warriors.
Surprising.
Yes,
very much
is.
surprising, and I'm sure it surprised Coach Coley as he received that word at halftime. Of course,
Man, you would
the big
think
stat is the 21-21 score.
Yeah.
So.
And we both saw both teams drive the length of the field almost on both of them. So you would think that they would be a little bit closer than that, but I'm surprised, to say the least. I am surprised.
Well, I would think both offensive coaches and the coordinators got to be pleased so far. I'm sure the defenses have gathered around their coordinators at halftime to have a talk and to look at some of the things that the opposing team has been doing. Hampton with the trips right wide has been very effective, especially with Tyquan Wilkins. Good shot of him right there.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to stop Tyquan Williams if you're Kecoughtan. And you've got to find a way to realize where the receivers are going if you are Kecoughtan. I mean, if you're Hampton, because the Kecoughtan receivers are running great patterns and getting wide open. So those are the two things I think I'd be looking at right there. And we'll try to find out if one team or the other can come up with an answer to those questions in the second half, where Hampton will kick off to Kecoughtan, and they'll start this third quarter. And Frank, if it's like anything we've seen so far, whoever has the ball scores.
And then again, I think the first team to stop the other here is going to take the advantage, or at least gain the momentum in this contest.
So we are right here again at Darling Stadium, September 19, 2014, where the Kecoughtan Warriors and Hampton Crabbers are playing each other. Right now, they're all tied up at 21-21. And Frank, real quickly before we start, it's going to be just a second. What was that place we like to eat at in Hampton?
I mentioned the Grey Goose before halftime. Again, one of my favorite places to eat. We've confirmed that they don't regularly open for supper, but they do have a lot of special events. And again, they have a Snooky McJames trio down there tonight. They usually have music or improv comedy down there, so keep track of them on the Facebook at the Grey Goose.
And here's the kickoff to start the third quarter, and this time Lomax kicks it out at about the 8-yard line as he goes deep, but to the left-hand side.
Well, Lomax tries to kind of pitch it where Coach Smith wanted. That time he got a bad bounce and it went out of bounds.
Yeah, like we said in the first half, neither team wants anybody to run that ball back.
What's interesting there, though, if the bounce goes the other way, the Crabbers coming at full tilt had a better shot at recovering it than the Warriors' deep men.
That is true. That is true. First and 10 from Kecoughtan's own 35-yard line as they set up with two receivers to the top of the screen. They've got Savage from the shotgun, two running backs. Savage hands it off to, looks like Mitchell. He gets around the left-hand side, gets all the way down to midfield and across to the Crabber 45-yard line. Victor Mitchell, number 20 for the Warriors, on a long run to open up the third period here at Darling Stadium.
Great pickoff, or great block out there to pick off the defensive end of the Crabbers. And Mitchell, again, showing that he's very hard to bring down, wraps his arms around the ball and just runs forward. You've got to go for his legs. You're not going to bring him down if you hit him up high.
Savage with the handoff off the right-hand side. Ball will end up at about the 34-yard line.
And Mitchell again, and he may have picked up the first down.
Mitchell again getting a handoff, getting a first down. First this time it's number 12, Ricky Hatcher, who's being right along.
So 32 yards for Vincent Mitchell here to start the second half for the Warriors. He again lines up behind Desmond Savage. Crabber line finally gets hold of Savage in the backfield and brings him down for the first sack of the night. Receivers well covered on the right side. Savage looking out to the right.
Drop for a loss.
Looking for those receivers that we heard about coming into tonight's ball game.
Down at 14 now.
With Randy and Carrera that time. I believe it was Carrera out on the right.
2nd and 14 for the Warriors. Savage at about the 40-yard line, hands it off to the right side, goes the running back number 20 Mitchell again.
Mitchell.
Number 20 Mitchell again.
Brought down by Taekwon Wilkins. A good run by Mitchell, making his 3rd good run here in the second half. Here comes Fugit, number 5, in to replace Mitchell, give him a breather.
3rd and long for the Warriors. Fugit sets up behind Savage, trips to the near side. Fugit gets it off the left-hand side. He's got some opening toward the sideline. He's down to about the 14-yard line where he goes out of bounds. It'll be a Warrior first down.
Forced out of bounds.
That time Ricky Hatcher for the Crabbers steps up when he should have stepped out. That gave Fugit the corner, and he turns on the jets, takes it all the way down to the 15.
It'll be another first down for the Kecoughtan Warriors. They're set up right about where Bob Hintz is on the sideline. See Bob from here. He's looking right down the line. Savage from the shotgun. Looks to pass across the middle. Has got a wide open receiver. Spins into the end zone. Is he in?
They're going to call him down. That's Nicholas Carrera.
Nick Carrera with a great catch, a great spin movement, and he dove for the end zone where he was close to a touchdown.
You remember Carrera got the start at quarterback several years ago as a freshman. He's come on to become one of the most feared receivers in the Peninsula District. Good catch by Carrera, and he just tried to stretch it out, but his knee hit before the ball crossed the goal line.
Warriors now threatening 1st and goal as they begin the 3rd quarter here. Savage under center, gives it off to look like number 3, Christ.
I think it was Fugit that time.
Fugate?
Chris went ahead, Fugit went to the left, and he brings it across the line for the Warrior touchdown.
Oh, I never saw the touchdown.
The Warriors take their turn and score. 7th straight scoring drive in this ball game.
So it's like whatever boxer is standing, the other one is going to fall down.
Now Chase Thomas for the extra point.
Kick is up, and it's good. So, quickly in the 3rd quarter here, the Warriors drive right down the field and score first. 28-21 the score, and if this game continues like it's been doing all night as we watch the replay here of the touchdown, what do you expect Hampton to do?
Well, Hampton's going to have to come back. I'm sure there's going to be some defensive changes for the Warriors. Mike Smith's going to anticipate those. But again, he's going to need a combination of Javon Quillen legs and arm, and then Taekwon Wilkins.
I'll tell you what, the way I've seen it, just Taekwon Williams has been so good tonight. If they just get it in his arms, they've got a chance to score.
Well, the Warriors now move ahead again and believe their 4th lead of the ball game.
That's correct. They scored first and continue to do that all the way through. Thomas lines it up on the 40-yard line. Mitchell now 40 yards on the drive.
Well, that time the kick almost backfires on the Warriors. Picked up by the up man for the Crabbers. No hesitation at all, and had a little bit of a hole.
Yeah, that could have been a disaster if he'd have got by that tackler.
That's Cal Key. That's pretty gutsy to kick it to Key like that. Key, you see the senior had the calmness to pick up the fumble he had and run it on back.
All right, so the Crabbers will take over for the first time here in the second half. Jovan Quillen in the backfield, those famous trips down here near the side. Oh, and a bad snap. The ball gets loose from Jovan Quillen. He picks it up, and he's covered right here at about the 40-yard line for a 5-yard loss.
And Quillen's going to get up a little slow. He was in an awkward position there on the ground. The big lineman for the Warriors put the hit on him. You see it right there.
Ooh.
Tyler Christ, I believe, on the hit. Quillen gets his play. Now he comes off. Not a good sign for the Crabbers as Jovan Quillen has to come off for a play. Shaking up on that last one.
We got some movement there on the offensive line as we have a flag on the Crabbers. Illegal procedure.
Well, again, with Quillen off, got a new signal caller back there. It looks like Wilkins was lined up as the quarterback.
That wouldn't surprise me because in Hampton, the best athletes are quarterbacks. That's how Jovan Quillen ended up with the job.
And Quillen's going to stay off here. Quillen got down. He was down on all fours and got hit head on by the diving defensive lineman, Christ.
From the shotgun, runner in motion, lines were moving. Trying to get around the outside, picks up a couple of yards.
Well, Wilkins playing a little peekaboo, very quickly going side to side behind his blocker. Good defensive play by the Warriors, able to hold up that lead blocker and not give up a position that would allow Tyquan Wilkins to slip past.
3rd and 16 now for the Crabbers.
Well, Quillen back is quarterback. Trips to the right as they inform Cal Key, the receiver.
Jovan Quillen, the low snap, picks it up off the ground, can't find anybody, scrambling toward the right, looking downfield, and throws it deep to a wide open receiver and can't hang on to it. It looked like the ball would have been thrown out of bounds from this side.
Well, dangerous play by Quillen. Probably should have tucked under his arm and run and picked up a couple of yards. Quillen doesn't look like he's running upright coming off. He's just doubled over.
That's not good. And 4th and 16, it looks like the Crabbers are going to punt here. This will be the first time the Crabbers have punted, I think.
A second punt for Lomax.
Second.
The first drive. Another good punt.
Taking it to 24 to the 40-yard line goes number 20 Mitchell of the Warriors.
Well, Victor Mitchell is carrying the Warriors here in the second half. He had 3 or 4 strong runs in the touchdown drive, now a good return. Well, the Warriors have broken the streak. They've held the Crabbers. This is an important drive for Hampton. They've got to stop the Warrior machine here.
Important drive for both teams at this point.
It would be the first time they'd stopped them tonight.
Trips to the near side for the Warriors. Savage along with Fugate in the backfield. Savage takes it, hands it off to Fugate, who goes off the left-hand side, sprints out to the right, gets over to close to the 49-yard line near midfield. He'll be about 2 yards shy of a first down.
Now that time the outside linebacker Ricky Hatcher again fooled into stepping up too far, and Fugate cut back underneath him and picked up almost 9 yards. Well, if the Warriors are doing anything, they're extending their per yards or yards per carry, 6.2 coming in.
Mimicking the Crabbers, they've got trips to the right side. He fakes the throw, looking for somebody to go downfield, can't find him, sprints himself up the open field, goes to the left toward the sideline, and he gets down inside Crabber territory to about the 28-yard line. A nice pickup for the Warriors.
Great patience that time by Desmond Savage. We've seen that a couple times tonight where he's been patient, looking for his receivers, and then finding none.
Warriors going with a quick count here. Savage quickly to the right side. Hits an open man to the 20. That's number 24. Gets down to the 15, the 13.
That's Keith Grandy.
Yes.
Grandy on the year with 3 touchdown catches. Carrera, the other big receiver.
And the Warriors moving to a quick offense here as they're lining up and getting ready to go. Fugate going off the field. Mitchell back in. Savage talks to Mitchell. Sets up. Trips to the right to the near side. Gives it to Mitchell off the right side. He's hit. Gets down to the 10-yard line for a pickup of a couple.
You're watching the line on that play, but good line play by the left guard. I'll pick up his number as he cut his man, creating that hole right behind the center. Mitchell continues to be the main back here in the second half for Kecoughtan.
He's been the horse. Kecoughtan slows it down a little bit, goes back to their huddle. They come out to the line.
That was Chris Pauling, the left guard, who had the nice block on the last run.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the outside. Savage gives it off to Mitchell again. He tries up the middle, doesn't get anything. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
Godwin, Pauling, and Nixon, the center part of the O-line for Kecoughtan, playing so well tonight.
Key play coming up for the Warriors here is it'll be 3rd and 6. Also a big play for the Crabber defense if they can hold the Warriors here.
I think they must hold them here to win this game. It's now down almost 4 minutes to go in the third. They're down 1 touchdown already.
3 in the backfield, including Savage, who gives it to Mitchell off the left side, cuts back to the right. He's not going to get very far at all because that Crabber defense has stiffened. I think his forward motion will take him somewhere near the 6, but it's not going to be enough for the first down, and it looks like the Warriors are going to talk it over for a second.
Well, Thomas is not anywhere near the play, so it's going to be, they're going to go for it here.
Well, here comes, at this point, a big play in the game for both teams. Stacked backfield. Savage and 3. Nobody out wide. Savage hands it off. No, Savage has got it. He's rolled to the right side. He's in trouble. He's going to be hit. He's going to lose 5 yards as the Crabbers bring him down at the 10-yard line.
See Elijah Conliff again, the sophomore, chasing down Savage. Great defensive play by the Crabbers.
Here you see it.
Come out. Here comes Conliff chasing him. Goes for tries to knock the ball away and makes the tackle.
Great defensive stand for the Hampton Crabbers as they denied the Warriors a chance to get more points on the board and turns it over to the still potent Crabber offense.
Oh, here comes Javon Quillen back. He ran into the game. Looked healthier than he did when he ran off. So hopefully he's recovered from that hit.
He's under center, got 2 receivers up to the top of the screen, but he hands it off to the second back who gets just across the 10-yard line. Spot it somewhere around the 12. Looks like about a, 3-yard gain there. It'll be 2nd and 7 and 4, the Crabbers. 3:01, 3 minutes now left here in the third quarter. Kecoughtan ahead at this point by a score of 28-21.
It was Kareem Williams with the last carry for the Crabbers.
Receivers spread to either side. 2 running backs behind Javon Quillen. He's back. He's got a wide open receiver on the 17. And that tackle was made right there near Bob Hintz. And we've got Bob Hintz down on the field, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see if we can get Bob to talk to us for just a few minutes here. Bob?
All right, guys, I just want to let you know that whoever's calling offensive plays over there for the Warriors doing a great job. Coach Coley was telling me how great these play calling is. You have to be impressed with the way both teams are hitting. But right now, Kecoughtan's got the open edge.
Thank you, Bob.
Little bounce pass to Wilkins that time.
They're still allowed to have those bounce passes?
I think he did, yeah, I think he hit the turf there.
It's a good play once again, trying to get it into Tyquan Wilkins' hands, and I don't see a problem with that at all, the way their young man has been playing tonight. But of course, it's going to bring up 4th down, and there is about 1 yard to go. It's a big decision for the Crabbers here. I think Mike Smith wants to go for it. He's deep in his own territory at about the 18-yard line.
Well, Mike Smith's arguing with the side judge there. And now the Crabbers are going to call timeout. Mike went down to argue. I think he was arguing that Wilkins was behind the quarterback, therefore it could bounce and be a lateral. I don't think he recommended the bounce pass in that situation, but it's hard to tell with the camera angle we have. Big play for the Crabbers here, and Bo Lomax is going to go in to punt.
So this will be the second time that the Warriors in this quarter have held the Crabbers. Maybe both defenses are beginning to stiffen up a little bit here. Now Bo is coming off.
Yeah. They've punted twice already.
Looks like they're not going to punt.
Oh.
All right, Bob, what do you got down there?
Hey, guys, I'm surprised that the Warriors didn't go for a field goal when they had the chance down in rather than go for the score, because you go up 11, then that's not, or 10, that's not a bad thing to do. But this defense for Kecoughtan came in, they had 5 sacks and 3 tackles caused turnovers in the first 3 games. Their defense right now is looking tough, going to force the Warriors have forced the Crabbers to do things that they're not comfortable with. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Bob. Good point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a timeout here. It's 28-21. The Kecoughtan Warriors ahead of the Hampton Crabbers with 1 minute and 59 seconds left in the third quarter here at Darling Stadium. Again, we keep calling this an offensive display, but all of a sudden here in the third quarter, the Warriors seem to have held so far twice the Crabbers from getting a first down and driving downfield to score, and the Crabbers have held the Warriors. So maybe there's a change in the game dynamics here.
Well, certainly the defense has looked at what was coming at them in the first half and made some adjustments. Both teams have stopped the other at least once here in the second half. I think it's a big call by Mike Smith here to go for it so deep in his own territory. A lot of faith he has in Javon Quillen.
Well, they've got the athletes. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Here it comes. 4th and 1. I'm guessing a keeper by Javon Quillen. And it is. And he's off this side. He's got the first down. He's across the 20-yard line. He'll get to about the 22. Good call by the Crabbers. Good execution on the left side of the line as they made the blocks. And Javon Quillen is just so quick, Frank.
Oh, terrific. A great play by Mike Smith to free up his quarterback some rather than send him in the middle, to slip him around that left end and pick up a few yards.
Now the Crabbers with a little bit of breathing room. They'll spread everybody out. 2 backs behind Quillen. He hands it to the back, and he takes it across the 30-yard line, and that looks like
that's
number
Ricky
12,
Hatcher,
Ricky Hatcher.
So we haven't seen Strickland tonight.
At all. I wonder if he's okay.
Don't know anything on that, but Ricky Hatcher's filled in very well.
So the Crabbers look to have their offensive machine rolling again here after that nice gutsy call by Mike Smith that actually was a great call when you have somebody like Javon Quillen at quarterback. Quillen under center, trips to the right. He takes it himself off the right side, breaks loose across the 40. He's gone. There's nobody going to catch him. The 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Jovan Quillen, as he broke it off tackle and just outran everybody in the Warrior defense.
Well, you really see the quickness, not only in the open field, that's so obvious, but watching him go through that hole in the line, and there's not a big hole, but look at him slip through.
Oh, yes.
He's off to the races.
And so quick he cleared that back and was just, what are you going to do?
Well, I really think he was stunned by that hit we saw for a couple of plays there, but he seems to be back in full strength.
He's back. Bolo with the point after. We have a flag. So Hampton makes the break here, and they take advantage of it with the long touchdown run by Jovan Quillen.
Don't know what the penalty was on. Here comes the sign. An encroachment on the Warriors.
Crabbers will decline that, and Bolo will set up again for the extra point. 1 point away from tying this game again. 1:21 left in the third quarter. Ball is up, and it's good.
Good hands by Taquan Wilkins to get a hold of that snap. We've seen both holders contribute tonight. When you got a game that's tied at 28, you've had 4 straight point after touchdowns. The holders get some credit.
28-28 at Darling Stadium as the Kecoughtan Warriors are taking on the Hampton Crabbers in a game filled with a great offensive show.
The question is it going to come down to the last team to have the ball tonight?
At this point, I would think so.
Clock moving quickly because of all the running plays. So we're almost here at the end of the third quarter.
Now, this has been a quick game. A very quick game with 1:21 left. Bolo will set it up at the 40-yard line for the kickoff. Deepest man for the Warriors at about the 10. Bolo kicks it short along the ground at the 15, the 20. It's number 1 to the 30. And looks like he'll get to about the 32-yard line for the Warriors. They'll have it first and 10.
Caleb Tucker with the return, and a good one. Crabbers aren't wrapping up like they should. Tucker taking advantage of that.
1:11 left in the third quarter. 1 minute, 11 seconds. Which offense will finally sputter? That's the question here tonight. Both of them look really good. Savage brings the Warriors in. He gives it off to,
That's Jackson.
Jackson?
Vincent Jackson. Mitchell. Victor Mitchell.
Was it Mitchell?
Who's been terrific for the Warriors here in the second half.
Has anybody else carried it for the Warriors? Has anybody else carried?
Fugate's carried it a couple times here in the second half. We got an injured Crabber. I can't see who that is. Is that Conliffe, I believe, Elijah Conliffe, who's had a great ball game tonight. Yeah, Elijah Conliffe, sophomore, 6'3", 230. What we call a little fella. He's going to come off. Looks like he's going to be okay. Man got a cramp left calf.
Pickup of a yard or two for the Warriors.
Well, the running game, especially behind the the two guards in the center has been very effective in short yard situations.
Another big third down coming up for the Warriors. Let's see if the Crabbers can hold at this point. Warriors come up to the line with two receivers up top. Mitchell gets it off the left side, and it looks like he easily gets the first down and then some as he crosses the 45 and gets to about the 47-yard line.
He does like that left side, and he's been very successful picking up over 5 yards several times, running them to the left. That's going to do it for the third quarter, Paul.
There he goes, right there. 28-28 is the score here at the end of the third quarter, and as we start the fourth quarter, it's the Kecoughtan Warriors playing the Hampton Crabbers here at Garland Stadium, September the 19th, 2014. In this third quarter, 67 yards for Mitchell. Victor Mitchell with 67 yards in the third quarter. He has 116 for the game on 19 carries. Talk about a horse tonight.
Mitchell came in with 206 yards on the season. So a great night for Victor Mitchell.
All right, let's go down on the field where Bob Hintz has some information for us. Bob?
Comes. Hey guys, listen, I was talking about Bubba Quillen after he made that run. This young man has got great genes for football. His granddad took Heritage to a state championship. His dad, Jovan, took Kecoughtan to a state championship game over in Norfolk. This guy really did good. If you notice on that run that he had, the linebacker on the right side blitzed. He got through on the opposite side, broke a tackle, and the rest was history. What a great job by Bubba Quillen.
What a great athlete he is, Bob. A great athlete, and I'm glad you mentioned his genes because he does go back away and he has some great genes. Fugate with a pickup of about 7 yards for the Warriors, and now Savage will have to run it out of bounds. He'll be close to the first down as he couldn't find the receiver. The Quillen name is a name that you've probably, if you've been following football on the peninsula for any length of time, it's probably a name that you've heard many, many times in the past, as Bob said.
And Jovan's been terrific. He's been terrific for the Crabbers.
Yes.
For the last 3 years.
Of course, I have a friend at school with me who always questions his dad, Jovan, of course, who was at Kecoughtan. My Lord, he said, how can you let your son play for Hampton when you played for Kecoughtan?
That conversation is said in a lot of athletes' homes in Hampton.
Savage hands it off to Jason Fugate, who jumps over the 40-yard line to about the 38-39. It'll be a first down for the Warriors as they continue to move in Crabber territory with 11 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game.
Well, Fugate hasn't had as many carries here in the second half, but still has been very effective.
Seems like they go to him when they need that short yardage. Of course, in the third quarter, they didn't go to anybody much but Mitchell, and he did a great job for him. Again, two receivers up at the top of your screen. Savage with Fugate behind him. Savage back to pass, looking downfield, looks to the right-hand side. There's a wide-open receiver at the 30. He takes it to the 25, spins, gets down to about the 20-yard line, and he is being grabbed by all sorts of Crabbers as he tries to get past the 20-yard line.
It's Keith Grandy with another catch. Ken Grandy was the leading receiver for Kecoughtan coming into the night. He certainly has stretched that lead out. Now over 400 yards on the season.
Another first down for the Warriors, this time from about the 21, I'll get it right in a minute, 21-yard line. Savage out of the shotgun, a quick pass out to the side to looks like number 24.
There's Grandy again. Keith Grandy and Nick Carrera, the number 1 and 2 receivers in the Peninsula District so far. And it looks like they will keep those rankings after this weekend.
Well, when you've got the number 1 passer in the district, that's kind of a given.
Savage came in with 840 yards in 3 games.
Wow, are you kidding me?
50 for 68 through the air.
He's added some there. He's got trips to the right-hand side, but he gives it to the left, and there goes the runner to the 15, the 10, crosses the 10 and down to the 13, and that's Mitchell again to about the 12 or 13-yard line. Everybody to the right side, and they ran the play off the left-hand side.
Victor Mitchell very nearly got the corner there. He got enough to bring it inside the 10.
And that gives the Warriors first and goal with 10 minutes left in the game. Savage in the backfield gives it to number 20.
That's Mitchell again.
20 again. Not much on this one, though. He gets just to the 5 or just over the 5-yard line.
So here comes Fugate. Let's see if Mitchell will come out. And he does.
Official timeout as we've got a player down on the field. All right. We're going to go down to that handsome man down on the field that we refer to as Bob Hintz, as he's going to give us some thoughts about the game so far. Bob.
All right. All right, guys, listen, I got Kevin Davis here. Now, Kevin Davis was assistant principal over at Kecoughtan last year. He's a principal over at Hampton High this year. He's standing on the sideline. What happened?
Well, you know, you get to know these kids real well. So as Fugate was getting ready to score, he looked over and said, "Mr. Davis," and gave me 5.
And then, so this has got to kind of be surreal for you because you know the kids on both sides.
That's right. And you know, these kids know each other also. They've been playing rec league and JV and all kind of football for a long time together. So this is one of those great rivalries that we talk about.
Well, listen, I want to congratulate you on your principalship, and it couldn't come to a nicer guy.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate that.
All right, guys, let's go back to you.
And Bob, tell Kevin I said hello too. He's a great man. And remember, he was at Phoebus before he went to Kecoughtan and then to Hampton. As we watch Fugate go toward the end zone, into the end zone for the score, and the Warriors get on the board again.
Another nice push by the center, and that time the right guard. That's Karan Nixon on the right. Fugate just went right behind them.
The Warriors march down the field once again. They get on the board once again. The point after by Thomas is
blocked. That's a big play.
Yes, it is.
Somebody missed a block. It looked to be for the Crabbers. Was that Elijah Conliff again? Conliff broke through the line.
Now, how many? I hate to call that a mistake, but
we'll see if we
how many
spotted.
times did that happen?
He's Conliff's over here on the left. And he's untouched, I believe. Here he comes.
Yeah. He was
it
touched,
wasn't
but it wasn't
Conliff.
much of a touch.
Can't catch the number of the young man that blocked it, but that's a huge block for the Crabbers. The kicking game gets so important in a game such as this.
Big time. But the Warriors do pick up 6 points, and they lead this game 34-28 as we go back down to Bob.
Hey, guys, number 5 for the Crabbers, Daz Newsom, also comes from a great football family. His dad played for Mike Smith, went to Virginia Tech, ended up playing pro ball over in Germany. He's had all his brothers that came through. I think this is the last one. Daz is quite a young man, just a sophomore, going to get better all the time.
All right. Thank you, Bob. And we've got lots of players in the Hampton area who can trace their roots all the way back to fathers and grandfathers key parts to their school's football history. That's nice, apparently, talking to players, especially having someone like Bob who knows all of these players, dads, especially probably the granddads, great-granddad. Not that I'm saying that Bob's old, but.
Well, we see Newsom with at least one touch on the offensive side tonight. The Crabbers going to need to work him in more, take off some of the pressure on Taekwon Wilkins.
All right, Warriors setting it up to kick off. Kick from the 35-yard line. Hampton has everybody up close, and they kick it deep over his head to about the 11-yard line. And he breaks loose to the sideline. And he's finally pushed out at the 32-yard line.
That's Taekwon Wilkins picking it up, dancing his way up across the 30. Wilkins can do it all, as you can see. So the 5-yard penalty on the kickoff cost the Warriors. Crabbers with a good starting position at their own 33.
Von Quillen under center. Trips to the right, and he takes it right up the middle himself. He's only going to get about a yard, if that.
That time Robert Godwin, who's a center on the offensive line, he doesn't move far to play defense, playing defensive tackle. He held his spot, made Quillen try to go around him.
Last time that happened, Quillen did go around, busted loose, about 50 yards to a touchdown.
Yeah, he tried to fake it that time. I don't think he dropped the ball, but he pretended to drop the ball, trying to get the lineman to bite. Godwin didn't move.
Trips to the right, two backs behind Quillen. Quillen in the shotgun. He's back to pass, looking downfield, lost it deep to a wide open receiver, Daz Newsom, that Bob was just talking about, and he's down to the 5-yard line. There's a flag, there's another flag.
It's a horse collar tackle to stop Newsom from scoring. That hurts. That's why they've made that a penalty. But a great play. We were just talking about the speed of Newsom and the need to get him a few more touches.
And he got him there because he just blew by the backs and was wide open, and Quillen hit him on the go, and Newsom just outran everybody to about the 5-yard line.
Well, I got to say, I have been very impressed with the passing of Javon Quillen tonight. He has been on the money way down the field.
And he's gotten good protection to be able to see his receivers.
But it is nice when you got such a speedy receiver who can get open quickly.
Yes. And we saw that in the beginning of the game with the Warriors, but we're seeing it more so now with the Crabbers. First and goal, there's the horse collar tackle right there. And into the end zone go the Crabbers. So now we have a tie ball game before the point after. 34-34. Hampton scores, culminated by the run, brought to life by the long pass from Javon Quillen to Daz Newsom, like we said, that young man that Bob was just talking about. So Bo Lomax will attempt the extra point and for the first time give the Crabbers a lead. The kick is up and it's blocked. It's blocked by the Warriors.
Unbelievable. Both kickers had their extra points blocked. Game tied at 34. Coley clearly had his line going for the block. That time they just ran through the left side of the offensive line for the Crabbers. The Crabbers, with a chance to go ahead for the first time, failed to do so. So another turn of events.
Yes. What a game this has been, ladies and gentlemen. What a game.
With the momentum going back and forth like a windshield wiper here in the fourth quarter.
And it's not even raining. It's a beautiful night.
Beautiful night.
September 19th, 2014, Friday night. Friday night on LSC, your local sports channel. Paul Rowe along with Edgar, Frank,
short kick by Lomax.
Brent, Hint, Bob. And the Warriors take the kickoff and go to the 40-yard line. Well, they will take over first and 10.
That was very nearly a bad play by the Crabbers on two accounts. One, a short kick right to Fugate, which is dangerous. And then another out-of-bounds hit, that one by number 21, Evan Pitcavage. Pitcavage very lucky not to pick up the flag.
8 minutes and 20 seconds left here as the Warriors start at their own 37-yard line.
Both teams now watching the clock.
Trips to the right-hand side, one back behind Savage. He gives it off to Mitchell, who goes over the 40-yard line to about the 42. Pick up about 4 or 5 yards.
Need a crowbar to pry that ball out of Mitchell's hand. He's got both arms on it, and he runs that way even in the open field.
But that's something we're going to see here now, Frank. When the time starts winding down, you're going to see them start going for the ball. And that 2 things can happen. Well, actually 3 things. 1, nothing. 2, they get the ball. 3, they let the runner pick up much more yardage than it should. Pass goes out to the right-hand side.
Randy again.
And he gets it down to about the 46-yard line. It looks like it'll be just shy of the first down where they mark it.
Ball kept inbounds, getting across the 45-yard line. We'll mark it at
Keith
46.
Grandy,
3rd down and 1.
sophomore, 5'9", 160.
Warriors with a yard to go for the first down. This could be a big play for the Crabbers. Ball game all tied up at 34-34 as each team missed their last extra point after scoring touchdowns. Savage gets the ball, hands it off to Mitchell, who gets first down and then some, spins, gets across the 45, across the 40 of Hampton territory, and is finally brought down around the 36-yard line.
What a dangerous play for the Crabbers as Mitchell comes through the line. And if he gets through the first 7 or 8, there's not many people back there. Fortunately, he's slowed down by the safety just long enough to get the help that he needed to bring down Mitchell.
2 receivers to the near side of the field. Savage with the ball, drops back, looking to pass, finds the receiver. Oh, it almost intercepted by the Crabbers.
The first time I've seen Savage signal to everyone where he was going to throw it. That time, I think all of the backs knew the pass was coming. He looked the ball into the hands of the receiver, or at least tried to.
And that's the big key right there. He tried to. I think he tried to force that pass where it shouldn't have gone.
One thing I've been impressed with him is his strength of his arm. He's thrown several 15, 20-yard bullet passes.
Trips to the right. He does the quick pass out to number 24, who goes up the sideline. He breaks loose and jumps and dives. Does he get the first down before he goes out?
That's Keith Grandy again. You see, if Grandy or Mitchell get beyond the line, they're very dangerous in the open field.
Well, they're going to say that he went out well before he passed the first down marker. It'll be about 4 yards to go. 3rd down, big play for the Warriors. Trips to the right again. Another quick pass to the right again. This time they've got the first down.
That time you had 2 corners on 3 receivers.
Curtis! Which is not a smart idea.
Well, I would say not enough.
Yeah, not enough. Let's see, 2,
Especially with
3.
Grandy. Grandy just steps back and a la Tyquan Wilkins steps back beyond the 2, and he's got 2 blockers up front.
They got 2 over there again and 3 trips. This time they give it to Fugate. Fugate jumps over.
And that time,
the flag, late flag, just went up.
I was going to say, that's got to be Crabber ball. He lost that ball, it appeared to me, on the way down. Then they've called a penalty.
Here comes the replay, Frank.
Well, you see Fugate try to leap the defenders, and he gets
The
sacked
defense
right there.
has recovered a fumble. It's their ball, 1st and 10.
The first turnover of the
Penalty,
night.
illegal procedure
Fugate
for hurdling
trying to
against
leap
the
the
offense.
defenders,
It's declined.
being caught
First
in
down.
midair. And the ball came out as he landed awkwardly.
And listen to what Frank just said, ladies and gentlemen. The first turnover of the night. This game is tied 34-34 with 6:12 left in the game, with the Warriors on the move, deep in Crabber territory at about the 30-yard line. They've just turned the ball over. Jovan Quillen and company take over. Trips to the near side here. Quillen takes it himself, goes across the 30, near the 35, across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Again, it's that quick quarterback keeper off the right-hand side. We talked earlier about Jovan Quillen's athleticism and his speed, and that's where it's paying off for him. Crabbers are now on the move.
But right by the tackle, blocked by the right side of the line, giving Jovan Quillen just that little bit of a hole. He picks up over 10 yards.
Once again, trips to the near side. Quillen under center. He gives it to the back. He gets hit at the 40, pushed back to about the 37, but they'll give it a forward motion.
Play Richie Hatcher with the carry.
Hatcher.
The line for Hampton and the lineman on the last play, I want to mention Kenneth Ford, the right tackle. It was his block that freed Jovan Quillen. We don't mention the linemen enough, but in every game, the linemen are so important.
Yes, they are, because any success that the running backs have, including the quarterback, is, in my humble opinion, due to the great play of the line. Quillen back in shotgun formation with trips to the side. He looks to the side, then he looks down the middle. He's going deep again. Got another man
Newsome,
open.
interference. No call. There it is.
Late call.
No, but it clearly was
Oh,
interference.
yeah, it was there. It was a late call.
But I don't know what the side judge thought he was looking at. I'm surprised his flag didn't come out.
They're huddling, but.
Well, the ball's a little behind
No doubt.
Newsome that time. The ball's a little behind Newsome, so he slows down, and that's when the collision occurs. And you see the flag instantly came out of the field judge, back judge.
On the play, there was pass interference against the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
A 15-yard penalty is going to give the Crabbers a first down and move the ball into Warrior territory.
With 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, once again, speed kills, and Daz Newsome gets behind the cornerback. And then as he slowed to go get the pass, you see the collision and a penalty called on the defender.
And that was because of the speed, because the defender knows how fast Newsome is and where he's going. Trips again to the side. This time, Jovan Quillen keeps it, bounces off the left-hand side, crosses the 40-yard line, down to close to the 35, it looks like.
There's a couple of flags. One back when Quillen turned the corner, and the other where he dragged the defender. See what the call is.
I didn't see flags.
I don't think it was a hold. I didn't see anybody out there for the Crabbers. Could have been where an inadvertent face mask. Let's see what the call is.
On the play, there was a personal foul, grasping the face mask against the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Stiff arm, I guess, by Quillen.
That's going to move the ball back a ways. Put the Crabbers back in their own territory again.
15-yard penalty.
They'll put it on the 46-yard line.
The ball up to the Crabber 46-yard line.
That's a tough call for Quillen. Put your stiff arm out.
19 yards to go.
Because that was a good run.
How can you call that?
A good play for the Warriors. They're able to push the Crabbers back across the 50-yard line. Time is running.
1st and 19, trips to this side again. And Quillen gets it to Tyquan Wilkins, who gets across to the 40-yard line of the Warriors. So he'll eat up a lot of that yardage they just lost. Make it second at about 5.
If you notice, Caleb Tucker for the Warriors, the safety, had come up and played the corner, and then all of a sudden he breaks in toward the quarterback. Quillen has just enough time to get the ball off. I'm really surprised they were able to stop Wilkins with the number of corners going in towards the center part of the field.
Yeah, you can see the blitz developing there, and you knew daggone well if Jovan Quillen could get it off, Wilkins was going to have a lot of running room in front of him. 2nd and 4, 3:37 left. Quillen with the ball, low center, picks it up, goes deep. Once again, he's wide open, and he drops it in the end zone, and that's number 5.
As Newsom. I think the defender may have gotten a hand on that. Let's see the replay.
Let's watch this and see.
Once again, the ball slightly underthrown.
Nice defensive play if he got a hand on it. Low center.
Defender right with him. That may have just been a touch by number 1, Caleb Tucker. Moving too fast to see from that angle.
The action by Newsom tells me that he thinks he should have held the ball and scored the points. A little disappointed.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see Quillen go left this time. Pitcavage has not been thrown to yet.
Quillen with it, keeps it himself, bounces the middle, can't get through, goes around the right side. He get the first down as he crosses the 35-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Great block again by Kenneth Ford. Ford held his block longer than you would expect him to as Quillen got hung up in the middle.
It was a good thing he did because it gave Quillen the extra yardage to get the first down.
Kenneth Ford, a 6 foot, 1 inch, 220-pound senior at right tackle.
Right under 3 minutes here, so we got trips to the left now. Jovan Quillen keeps it himself, gets across the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. And I'll tell you what, that ball is deep in the Warriors' territory. I don't know how long you've known Bo Lomax. I've known him for a long time. And that kid can kick. If they keep it on the ground and move it down there, they're going to be within Bo's range very quickly.
I know his parents sitting right in front of us here in the stands, and I'm surprised they can still watch.
Here we go with trips to the left. Quillen underneath, and he keeps it himself and rolls to the right again. This time he's stopped by number 3. Is that Tyler Christ?
Tyler Christ. And that's a great play by Chris as he fought off a big Kenneth Ford. That's the one difference between a 20-yard run for Quillen and a 3-yard run.
Now here's big decision time for the Crabbers. 1 minute, 59 seconds left. It's 3rd down and 5. This is a big play. Do you run it toward the middle of the field to set up the field goal, or do you try for the first down, leaving you a longer field goal? That's a decision that Mike Smith and his coaches are going to have to make.
We'll take a stab at it here, Paul. They're going to run for the first down.
Bob, let's find out from you what you think about this. You got a young man down there with you?
Over at Hampton High School this year.
Different school, different stuff, but how do you like it?
I like it. Kids are the kids. It's the same culture. I look forward to it, and it's red and white.
Well, good to see you here.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, let's go back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Bob. And down on the field, the critical play of the game right now. Quillen takes it himself, and it looks like he's going to easily get the first down.
The right side of the Crabber offensive line can take the credit for much of this drive. Ford, and I'm trying to pick up the guard's number, Ezekiel Volk or Eric Christie. I think it's Volk. But the two of them have really pushed.
With about a minute 45 to go, I can tell you right now, Frank, we got to start thinking about player of the game. And there are so many players tonight that we can give that accolade to, but we'll have to see what develops in the next few minutes. Quillen with the ball loses yardage as the Warriors' number 6 gets back there. That's Nick Carrera.
A great play by Carrera. He's able to push his blocker upfield. That's a big play by the Warrior defense.
That's a real big play because it puts the Crabbers in a position now where they're almost going to have to pass to get it into range where Lomax can have a shot, or get it to where they can get a first down so they can set it up even closer. With a minute 17 left, there's not a lot of time. And speaking of not a lot of time, I'm getting hungry.
Well, I tell you, if you're hungry tomorrow around lunchtime, the Grey Goose. We
Grey
had the
Goose?
good barbecue tonight.
Coaches, that's your
Delicious.
final one. No more timeouts,
Dana
okay?
and
No
Philip
more timeouts,
Epstein
coaches.
done such a great job down there. The Grey Goose right next to the Hampton History Museum. Old Hampton Lane there. Delicious food,
Let's go,
great
Red.
company, good service. Grey Goose in downtown Hampton. Thank you so much for your sponsorship.
Yes, and thank you for the food. It's wonderful. Gosh. 1:17 to go. Jovan Quillen.
Over 110 yards on the ground.
He goes back. He's looking to pass. There's the pass. It's a short pass underneath, and it's stopped by the Warriors at about the 24-yard line, 22-yard line.
Well, great catch by Barrett. But a good tackle. Clock is still running.
Under 50 seconds to go, and I'll tell you what, I'm with you, Frank. You're going to have time for about one run and play toward the middle of the field, and then you're going to have to put this into Bo Lomax's arms.
They got a couple of timeouts still remaining for the Crabbers. They may try a couple by the air.
Tell you what, less than 30 seconds. I'd run right now, set it up, and call a timeout. And that's what he's going to do. Jovan Quillen over the left side toward the middle of the field. He gets it down to about the 18-yard line with 19, 18, 17, 16. Nobody's calling timeout. 13, 12, 11, 10. They're going to run this down to the last final seconds and turn it over to Bo Lomax. There's the timeout with 4 seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get up to go to the refrigerator and get anything to eat or drink. Stay right where you are. Darling Stadium, Kecoughtan 34, Hampton 34. 4 seconds left in the game.
Well, we said the kicking game is so important. We've seen each team have at a point after block leading to the 34-34 tie. And now Bo Lomax, the senior, can win the game for the Crabbers. They blocked his last point after. Be up to the line to give him time. Be a 35-yard field goal. The holder is Taekwon Wilkins.
35 is not any obstacle for Bo Lomax. It's going to be on the rush and the hold. Here it comes, folks. There's the set. The kick, it's up. It is good. And the Hampton Crabbers have defeated the Kecoughtan Warriors by a score of 37-34 as Bo Lomax steps in and pulls the win out with a field goal as time ran out. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank, Brent, Bob Hintz, what a game we've had here. And the player of the game,
Jovan Quillen, in my opinion, Paul.
Jovan Quillen, who directed the attack for the Hampton Crabbers. And on the other side, you know,
I tell you, I like this Victor Mitchell.
He was the horse. So let's give it to Victor Mitchell, number 20 for the Warriors, who carried this team back and forth, up and down the field, and to Jovan Quillen, with a little caveat here from the both of us, because I know you feel the same way. Great pressure shot by Bo Lomax to win this game here with no time remaining on the clock.
Well, I see his parents down there starting to breathe again.
And they should.
No pressure on Mr. Lomax.
My goodness. What a game we had here at Darling Stadium tonight as the undefeated 3-0 Kecoughtan Warriors came up against a hungry Hampton Crabber team, and they pulled it out. A field goal by Bo Lomax. Final thoughts there, Frank?
Well, I think the Warriors showed that they have earned the 3-0 record. Terrific offensive performance tonight. A couple of stumbles defensively in the second half led to the kicking opportunity for the Crabbers. So I don't think they should drop their heads too low tonight. For the Crabbers, a big win for them to come in here tonight to keep up with this offensive juggernaut of Kecoughtan, and then be able to win an important game in the last second after a very good drive by Jovan Quillen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final score here at Darling Stadium. The Hampton Crabbers 37 and the Kecoughtan Warriors 34. For Bob Hintz, Brent Musgrove, Frank Edgar, and Paul Rowe. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.